What's up, Ever Players? The sun is finally coming out, and you know what that means. It's time to get off the couch and back on the field for the spring 2026 season.
We have a massive lineup this spring, but the clock is ticking. Registration for all spring leagues ends February 18th. Let's break down your week, starting with Monday night.
On Mondays, we're coming in hot with indoor volleyball at Tri-City, softball at TS Martin Park, turf soccer at Recreation Athletics, and pickleball at the KC Pickleball Complex.
For Tuesdays, you can catch us playing Super Rec kickball at Spires, sand volleyball at Pollywogs, more indoor volleyball at Tri-City, or bowling at Lucky Strike in Casey.
Midweek is huge. On Wednesdays, we've got kickball at Spires, hardball, softball at Pacific Park, cornhole at Jay's Corner, and soccer at B Avenue and Bray Park.
On Thursdays, we keep it rolling with kickball at Spires and sand volleyball at Pollywogs. Then we wrap up the week on Sundays with softball at TS Martin Park.
Now, if your early spring is already full, don't sweat it. Our late spring leagues are also open for registration right now.
That's right. The deadline for these is March 16th. We've got co-ed flag football at B Avenue on Wednesdays and sand volleyball at Pollywogs on Sundays.
We also have 5 special one-day events for those who want some extra play or can't commit to a full season.
Mark your calendars for these dates. February 9th, turf soccer mix and match at Recreation Athletics. February 12th, Valentine's Day kickball mix and match at Spires.
Then we have February 16th, basketball pickup at Drew's Wellness Center. February 17th, indoor volleyball mix and match at Tri-City. March 26th, legendary 11th Masters of Putt-Putt at Frankie's Fun Park.
Whether you're playing for the trophy or just for the social hour at the bar afterward, there is a spot for you at Everplay.
So head over to everplaysocial.com to get your team registered before those deadlines hit. We'll see you on the field.
I'll top of the morning to ya. I'm Liam the Leprechaun, and I've got a wee secret to share. DJZDesigns.com has just unveiled their brand new St. Patrick's Day apparel. Featuring yours truly, of course. From cheeky tees to lucky prints, these designs are brimming with charm and plenty of gold. Whether you're heading to a parade or just feeling the Irish spirit, you look grand in these threads. So what are you waiting for? Skip the rainbow and head straight to ZJZDesigns.com. You'll find the pot of gold in your cart. No magic required. ZJZDesigns.com, where style is always in season.
Welcome, everyone, to the All About Nothing podcast, kind of daily show. I am Barrett Gruber, host of the All About Nothing podcast with Zach King. You can find me across all of social media at Barrett Gruber. With me is the host of the podcast, Black, White, and Blue in the South with Dr. Jamil Brooks. It's Bill Kimler. You can follow him across all of social media at PoliticalBillSC. If you want to participate in the show, you can chat with us on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. You can find links at the top of our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com. Please follow and subscribe wherever you're hearing us. Also want to welcome to the show, friend of the pod, Juan Velasquez, host of the Travel Peoples podcast and, of course, Travel Peoples LLC. Welcome, Juan. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We got ourselves a sexy threesome today. Nice.
Yeah.
Is this could we potentially consider ourselves to be a thrupplet? Is that what a thrupplet is?
I think so. I mean, so long as I'm in the middle. I mean, I want,
you want to be
as long as Barrett's on the other side of you, I'm good with that.
Just to clarify, Juan wants to be the spoonie and the spooner.
Yes.
That's what I'm
hearing. He wants
hearing.
to be the cream in the Oreo sandwich. That's what he wants.
It's so comfortable. You're in the middle. You're like the artificial ingredients that they keep on adding to our food.
Yeah, that's fair. He's the red dye number 5. Well, gentlemen, it is Wednesday, which means it's the last show of the week. I do want to say real quick, I did interview Julie Zimmerman today for the episode that dropped. She was fantastic.
All right, so I should have her on then?
Yeah. In fact, she brought that up at the end of the show or after the show. She said, please tell Bill to return my text messages or phone calls. Or
I know. She's now starting to call my wife to get on the show. It's really off-putting. She's contacting family members. I was like, come on, Julie. We have 5 listeners. You don't want to get on that bad. What's going on?
You guys do not have 5 listeners.
Yeah, you're right.
Want to
That's
hear
an exaggeration.
Oh, God.
6.
Black, white, and blue in the South. Also, want to say that another fantastic episode of the Awakening podcast came out today with Tamara and Heather. It was very, very good. I think that there is no end to the number of guests that they are going to be able to pull in that have had religious trauma throughout the course of their lives, and it's just incredibly interesting the conversation.
You don't think that they're so narrowcast though in their subject matter that they may kind of run out? I mean, I've listened to every episode, but at some point it's got to get repetitive.
You would think so, but
Yeah.
every story seems to be different in some way.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the encompassing of it all is very similar, but they're all scary to me. And again, I don't want to. I've said it before, but I don't want to say this. This is not a representation of every single church, of every single religion or faith or denomination. It isn't. But there are these outliers.
Oh, these stories are real and compelling. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, so check that out, the Awakening Podcast. You can find links at bigmediallc.com. Juan is here with us this week, tonight.
I am, and since we're talking about churches, you all know I'm a big church guy. I'm a huge church guy, but I was
now, are
teasing
you
a friend
a
of mine.
huge guy who goes to church, or are you a guy that goes to a huge church? What does that mean?
I think both, because you're gonna need me to sit in the wheelchair section so that I can fit in the chair.
Okay.
Right?
That isn't true.
But you realize that MAGA's hats, right? I can't quote the Bible as good as other people. It doesn't matter. I can't quote a Hemingway. Anyway, but it's crazy. Revelation says that they will have the mark of the beast on their forehead, and they're walking around with this giant red hat. They're all fucking nuts.
That could be it.
You
could be the mark of the
fucking
beast.
voted for this. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So Juan has he talked about his first experience with ICE on the episode that I had him on. What was it? Was it the first episode of the year?
It was the last episode.
Last
So
episode.
you had the honor of
Ending
sending us
the
off.
year.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that first experience, Juan. Because
Actually, let's just cover it to the chase. Did you survive it?
I'm still surviving.
Okay, I mean, you weren't shot dead, so that's good. Wow.
Wait, where's my cell phone? So that's you protect yourself. Do not carry a cell phone. Have a concealed cell phone license.
I'm going to tell you something. I tried that little stunt that the guy on Newsmax did. I
Did you
flung
see
my
that?
phone across he must have practiced that. The first time I did it, I flung my phone. I said, this bit isn't worth it.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're
I think
talking
he
about.
had-
What Newsmax thing are you referring to?
So he was trying to say that if someone were to take their phone and do this with it, that it looks that it could potentially look like that could look like a gun to somebody.
It looks like you're having like an attack and you're about to fall down, and
you all just experienced with me my first seizure is what happened. But yeah, so this guy, one of the news anchors on Newsmax, I think his name was Dumbass Incorporated. He flung his phone like that. So I thought that I would try it just to see if I could pull off the same maneuver. And literally I did it and my phone hit the wall. So kudos to him. He has got some serious grip strength. I assume from practicing
Velcro.
somehow. I imagine to be able to so
Again,
good for
Velcro.
him.
You can just stop
Velcro.
making that hand gesture now. We're good.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you're doing it because you're practicing for something else.
Imitation is the highest form of flattery, and I have mad respect for shit brain defiant on Newsmax.
Well, hey, I
can't
interrupted
remember
the
his
story.
name.
Let's get back to the guest and his story. I want to hear this again.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you the clip notes because we're not going to spend an hour and a half talking about 4 times in October of a quagmire that ICE is. They're a clusterfuck of idiots, as we all know. It takes 6 hours to get training to become an ICE agent. So kudos to them. And, felonies are a plus. So, for crying out loud, the president has 5 kids. And he's got 3 babies mamas, and then he lives in government housing.
Yeah.
And he's married to an illegal alien. and they
listen,
call
let's
us
not go
ghetto.
slamming everybody here, because let's be honest. My wife doesn't have a documentary releasing in theaters this weekend. Does yours?
Well,
I mean, come on.
maybe this is a game changer. I'm getting the Velcro for the phone, so we may have an opportunity here. Look, I'm dancing around this, but the truth of the matter is that yes, all kidding aside, I did survive those encounters, and it was terrible. If you haven't watched the episode, you should. It's a great collab. But I felt like
So this was an
this
ice
was
encounter
done.
here in South Carolina?
It was in Canada into
Oh, you're across
the
the border.
U.S.
That's right.
Yeah, and it started from Quebec through Nova Scotia into the U.S. into Miami, back home. It's a circus. It's a circus, and what listeners need to know is, all kidding aside, if you don't have a particular profile, you're done. It's 9/11 all over again. It's like anybody who was Muslim then was a target. Well,
Today's
we're all
latest
targets right
idiot
now.
move was that an agent of ICE tried to gain access inside the Ecuadorian consulate building in Minnesota.
I saw that.
Like
saw that.
That's their government territory at that point. You
Right.
can't
Yeah.
gain entrance into a foreign nation's territory, and that's what the guy tried to do. He stood right at the door, tried to stick his foot in, and an employee had to shove him out. Idiots.
Well, and then we also heard this week that that ICE is going to have representation in Milan for the Winter Olympics
Yes.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Italy. Like, I guess I don't understand. I don't understand the purpose in that.
Well, here's the thing. You read about it, and you learn that Homeland Security normally does have a presence at international events as a
Yes.
department.
Right.
Here, they chose to send asshole ICE agents because they're now under the Department of Homeland Security umbrella. That's the idiot part. So I don't get what they're going to do. Are they going to chase people down in a foreign country and tackle them and arrest them? Italy's not happy about it. They're protesting
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah, this is. I mean, the number of allies that we had across the world is dwindling.
No, it's being
although-
offset by allies in dictatorships. North Korea is now an ally.
Right.
Turkey's an ally. You get the bad guys now to make up for that.
You-
Did you
you-
know that there's
I
a
like
picture
Turkey.
of Putin hanging in the White House?
I was going to bring that up, and it's
But
it's
not one of Joe Biden anymore.
Right.
it's not just that it's a photograph of Putin. It is a photograph of Putin and Trump from the Alaska summit back in August. Which I wouldn't fucking care if Trump had a picture of him and Putin, together. I mean, it's a little weird that it's in the White House. Russia is still technically our enemy. But it's where they put it. It's in the Palm Room, which the Palm Room is a room that every guest of the president that comes through the White House goes through this. It's a corridor, and the photo of Trump and Putin from the Alaska summit was apparently a photograph that was sent to Trump by Putin. Trump then had it framed. I assume they went to the only Kmart that's still open and got one of the frames, pulled the stock photo out, put this one in, and then put it on the wall that you have to pass through. It's not like you pass through this corridor and it's behind you. It is in front of you. And it now hangs above a picture of his 6-year-old granddaughter, Caroline. That to me says, Donald Trump is now hanging a photo, because lots of photos of his family are in this corridor. He is now hanging a photo of an enemy of the United States above his.
His grandchildren call him Pappy Putin, right? He's now a member of the family.
He's a member of the family.
He's Pappy Putin.
You think that if they did a watercolor type of thing where you flip the photo over and it's Putin on a chair like a Big Bill, and it's our great Prez on his knees, that's that's going to be it. Like, when he's out of office, we're going to uncover all these secrets. Oh, turn that photograph around, and it's That'd be
We're going to see an
lovely.
AI
That'd be
generated
great.
image. You know that one with Putin riding shirtless on horseback?
Yeah.
It's going to be Putin
I
riding
love that.
shirtless on top of Trump's back.
On top of Trump. Yeah, that'd be good.
And he's like,
Yeah, that'd be
oh,
good.
I wish that
Hey,
was
you know what?
me.
Everybody,
He liked me
everybody
so
out there
hard.
in the internet, everyone out there in the internet, I need you to utilize whatever bandwidth you still have on your Gemini or your Chat GPT. I want to see those images of Putin riding Trump shirtless on his back. Make sure that you set the prompt
And make
correctly.
sure it's
We don't
Putin
want
that's shirtless. We got to be very careful with Chat GPT. It may misinterpret. We don't want to see old flabby orange tits riding around. We want to see a buff Putin on him.
So, Juan, when you were coming back into the United States, you had
Why did you come back? You should have stayed. You were in Nova Scotia, man.
I was
Write it
already
out.
there. I was already there.
Come back
I
4
could have
years
said
from
for
now.
the family, or like, you guys can join me later. So what's interesting is that out of this entire line, I was on a cruise ship. So let's preface. I was on a cruise ship. I was on assignment. I was there getting just like everyone else, both on staff and on crew, and the individuals who were floating around the cesspool of germs. No, I'm just teasing.
COVID 2.0.
No, cruising is great. Cruising is great. I was singled out on not once but twice on the same line, and then it carried over to a confrontation with the TSA agent who all they wanted to do was process my passport, and it kept on coming back with problems. The ICE agent on board came over. He took control. He says, "No, this guy's mine," et cetera, et cetera. And there was this big, massive dog on a cruise ship, which is unusual, dogs in general. But, it was very intimidating. They held me there, for an hour or so. What felt like a lifetime, and it was a very uncomfortable situation, without a doubt. But I had all my documentation. I was, well covered. I went into Canada. What makes you think I was, going to be? I don't know. It just made no sense to me. And then coming back um, into the port of Miami, it happened again. Um, it was quite the encounter. Getting my equipment broken. One of my camera lenses doesn't work the way it should. Dogs again, all over my equipment, all over um, my clothes, my luggage, trampling over my things. And then, it just was a spitfire of events. And before I went home and going through the airport, same thing. This time with my phone, they made up some excuse about my phone. Mind you, I have pre-check and everything else, and it again, I'm giving you the cliff notes. But even going into Canada, they were the friendly ones. It was like that was the friendly encounter. That was like, all right, well, I'm expecting this. They want to know that I'm not going to run away from America and stay there. Going there for work, etc. But just it's very uncomfortable. There's more to the story. Like I said, better watched on the podcast, better watched, read on the story that was published. But recently, I had some idiot, um, what appeared to be a ICE agent, following me at the magistrate building next door where I live in Fort Mill. Going about my own business, walking my dog, and bam, here's yet another encounter. I thought it was, maybe someone lost, did a
So how did you
U-turn.
know it was an ICE agent? Was he wearing the full camo outfit?
When I looked in the car, and then he just literally stopped and waited, stared at me like I'm like, all right, this is happening. The only thing I'm thinking is the poor dog.
I mean, I
Like,
do that all the
literally.
time too. I stop and stare at people and they're walking in the street. So how do you know it was ICE, or is that's an assumption you made? Is that because this gentleman stopped and stared, you pegged him as
No,
ICE?
he had the gear and
Okay.
everything, and I said, "Oh."
Was he
At first, that's
masked
what I
up?
thought. No, he
Oh,
was showing his beautiful face. His beautiful face.
wow.
Yeah. I wish I had my phone ready, which my wife yells at me all the time. You should have your phone with you if you're not going to have your wallet. And I'm just walking my dog. Just walking my dog, man.
Now,
You know, What the hell?
You obviously Hispanic, Velasquez.
Right.
What is the
Nope. Irish all the way.
Bill
Irish.
Bill in here shocked.
You'd be surprised.
I'm just not good at
know?
this guessing the nationality stuff. I'm terrible at it.
Well, I hadn't guessed the nationality yet, but I was going to say I'm going to assume northern end of South America, Colombia, Ecuador,
Puerto Rico.
Oh, Puerto Rico. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm an American citizen by default
100%.
since 1912. You guys.
Yeah.
On that.
Just
You
don't go
look
trying
great.
to perform at the Super Bowl, otherwise you'll catch shit from the rest.
No.
Also, Juan, I
Forget
want to
about
point out you look fantastic for being 114 years old.
I do. You know, I tell people all the time it's the Caribbean sun.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But in this situation, well, so first of all, in Fort Mill, what is the Latino population? I mean, is it? Yeah, it's
Just me.
I was going to say per capita, it's got to be pretty small.
It's one per many.
So, have you seen outside of this particular incident? Have you seen an ICE presence in the Fort Mill area?
When they first arrived, yes.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we were aware and we watched them engorge onto Fort Mill, especially by the Carowinds region. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so they had activity here in South Carolina, but it was low key, and they did plenty of damage. But the media, obviously, that's no bueno for South Carolina, so they're not going to report on. You know, Rock Hill is paid for and provided by many, many, many interested parties for, you know, a particular right group. Anyway.
Yeah. Ralph Norman has voted at least twice now in favor.
Now that's a guy that knows how to sling a gun.
Ralph Norman has voted in favor of funding ICE every opportunity that has come up. So that cannot be overlooked. But yeah, I see, because like you're right. In South Carolina, the media doesn't really report on local ICE. You know, the impact of ICE in Columbia, especially like Lexington and whatnot. But there are private Facebook groups that will do ICE alerts that they will put out, and it's not just to indicate that someone or that you know they've been spotted or whatnot, but that there's actually legitimate activity where they're at the Home Depot. You know, they're parked at the very far end of the Home Depot watching for day laborers.
Restaurant raid reports, you know, chicken plant reports around here.
Yeah.
But it's not a constant marching in the street, going door to door presence like we're seeing up in these northern states. You know, that is the hubbub of all the border crossings.
Yeah.
It's more of a I-9 check, right? They'll go to businesses and they'll say, hey, let's check your I-9, you know, report on all your employees and all that garbage, which they're entitled to do within a set number of boundaries, not in the greater Charlotte area. You know, I was reading a statistic: more than 7,000 kids are moved between here and Indiana for sex trafficking, and we're worried about some bullshit of some individual who crossed illegally. I love what the Obama era did. They deported a crap ton of people. Don't get me wrong. But the process, they concentrated literally at the border on heavy offenders. They did their due diligence. Yes, there was some discrepancies that was well reported by the media. But at the end of the day, there weren't people getting their doors knocked down, their faces shot and being killed. There weren't cars being smashed, families destroyed, being torn apart, little 5-year-olds, I think it was 4-year-olds, a little kid in the preschool, being detained like he's a MS-13 criminal. My God.
They took that 4-year-old kid, hooked him up to a fishing pole, lifted him in the air, and dangled him in front of the parents' house. trying to get the people to come out. Did you see that? Bullshit.
This freaking
Like it was a big old donut, trying to get those guys to come out. Awful.
I gotta say.
You joke, Bill. I have to imagine that somewhere in the employee manual that is a potential solution procedure.
Why would there be an employee
situation.
manual for a bunch of employees that are fucking illiterate? It doesn't make any sense.
I didn't say it had words. It just has
it was a
pictures.
pop-up book. I got you.
Made by numbers.
It's left in black and white, so that
it's got the little tabs where your fist can hit a lady's face.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
here's the
and
pepper
they
spray can.
They leave it not colored because it comes with a set of crayons.
It's all brown
ice
crayons.
agents can color. Yeah,
Right. It's part of the Applebee's menu.
It's all shades of
It has
brown.
all the
That's
pictures.
all they color with.
It's like, now you know what they look like. Shade
Juan,
this color, this color.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you have family in other parts of the country?
All over. I mean,
What are they? Is there? Do you communicate with them about this situation? Do they?
I don't like anybody in my family.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
No, I'm just teasing.
Deport all of them.
Yeah.
Bill and I come from those families too.
It's like, who the fuck are you? Oh, I'm your cousin. Okay, great. From who?
The greatest mystery to me, and maybe you can help explain this. Explain Latinos for Trump. It's kind of like blacks for slavery. Where did they come from?
I think it has to do with the fact that somewhere down the line, Goya was, the big supporter of Trump's first administration.
That's right.
And, they won the Latino vote over that way. They made over millions and millions of dollars in donations from people mostly from Florida and Texas. And they made sure that those people had the right grassroots campaigns to go sell the message at these churches that were poor and had people who were immigrants. And they made, what's ironic is he says they fixed the election. Yeah. The first time he won, he probably had tons of illegal aliens who weren't supposed to be registered to vote, who voted for him. Or one way or another, somewhere down that Latino road, he had some way made the fix. And then this time around, he is doing what he does best. He's stabbing everybody that does good by him in the back. And what's crazy is my dad is a Republican. I love my dad. But even he says, we messed up. Like, well, not messed up, but, I think I dropped the F-bomb way too many times.
We fucked up. I haven't gotten my quota for the day yet.
But we have family everywhere. My wife has family. She has Dominicans in her family. We have Mexicans in her family. We have a whole bunch of nationalities in her family. She even has Trinidadian in her family. So it's this United Nations of folk.
Yeah, I mean, my daughter's married to a young man from El Salvador. He's got an extended family, and he, they've made contingency plans in case he gets picked up, because that's just how it is.
The Galapagos.
Yeah.
Galapagos. Just tell him if he's going to get deported, go to the Galapagos. I'm just teasing.
I was going to say, have we made an agreement with the prison system in the Galapagos Islands? I mean, it sounds lovely, but I'm constantly taken back by, and I'm not in that headspace of being a minority and having just the constant barrage.
Well, you are in a minority. You are a liberal in Lexington. How much more minority
fair.
do you need to get?
Well,
I don't know. I think if I had Juan's complexion at the age of 114, I think I'd be doing it pretty well. But I can't put myself in that headspace because I see it from the outside, and I'm constantly questioning, why are there Black people that are in support of Donald Trump that clearly, if they recognized or they paid attention to what it is that he says or the thing, because even in his when he does his rallies, he would say, "There's my blacks for Trumps. Those are mine."
No. You didn't say. You got to quote him right. There's my black. That's what he says.
That's right.
Because there's only one.
There's my
one.
Yeah. But then you look at the Hispanic population, and I know South Florida is Cuban, for the most part, Cuban, Haitian, and some others, but it's a lot of very conservative Cubans that came over, back in the 60s from when the Cuban Revolution was going on, and they came over to the United States to escape the dictatorship of Fidel Castro and family. But Fidel Castro and Trump, to me, have a lot of similarities.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I that's the part that I don't understand is I can see the similarities. I can see the differences too, but I can see the similarities.
If I'm looking at polling trends, the Hispanic population tends to be more, I would say, independent and less affiliated with the party. And so you could see them swing either way in a given year. But I'll tell you, a recent polling that came out just this past week among a population of independent voters shows that Trump is now 60 points underwater with independent voters.
Yeah.
He is unfavorable, 80 to 20. And that is a divide that has never been seen among the independent voting population. And that would, if the election were today, he's sunk. He is sunk in a landslide.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there comes a point where, the bullshit has to end. You're literally showing a video to people that a man was unalived in front of everyone that is carrying a cell phone that has the recording power. And you're telling someone a narrative as if they were a 4-year-old, and you're telling, no, Jimmy, this is what happened. Not that you're imagining all that. Right?
So,
At some point, people are going to wake up.
Yeah, on Wednesdays, we like to make predictions. I want to ask a predictive question. If we were to go out to the presidential election 2028, if you had to put money now on one individual who's going to be the next president of the United States after Trump, who are we putting down?
Just look at the shirt. I'm going to, try to raise it and do my best.
Okay. I couldn't see it because my own head is in the way, so I can't see what's on your shirt. My own fat face is covering up your shirt. What does it say?
Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, AOC. Yes. So if our good boy Gavin moves over and says, "All right, we're going to step aside," and this is not about electing a female. This is about electing our radical, right?
So you see her as top position, president, not the VP, but president itself. Because what if I saw a Newsom president, AOC vice president ticket? No good.
It is good, but and it's probably more likely because I think that'll sell more voters. But at the end of the day, I've seen Veep just like everyone else on HBO, and it doesn't work out.
If I were to predict, if I were to predict 2028, my fear is just based on the voting population of and historically Democrats in the across the country, we're going to see two white guys. And my suspicion is it's not going to be Gavin Newsom, because Gavin, and I look at it from the perspective of what does Gavin Newsom gain as president of the United States? Not a thing. Nothing. He doesn't gain a single thing.
Yeah, but he's traveling around the country like he's running for president. So I know. What does anybody gain?
He might be your VP contender more than any.
I suspect we're probably looking at a Shapiro Buttigieg.
Think about the debate stage. You've got 20 candidates on stage.
You're right.
Who's the charismatic one that's going to pull it out in the primaries?
AOC, Gavin Newsom.
Yep.
Those are the two. Yep. And you're right. Those are the two. And ultimately I could see it. But I of those two, I like AOC a lot. I like Gavin Newsom. But
I love him. I think he's great. He's he finally came out of his shell. It took one wildfire to burn all of LA for him to come out of his shell.
What are you talking about? Wildfire? There was a giant hose thing in Northern California that just let the water.
Well, he turned the spigot on. Now he's running for president. So
yeah. Well, I obviously we only do this show for about half an hour, and I could probably go much longer, but I don't want to. But
yeah, Juan was a terrible guest. We need to end this. We need to wrap this up. This was a fail.
I was hoping for a spit take, Juan. I was looking for you to out and nothing. But no, ultimately, I think that I wanted, one of the last things I did want to bring up, and my brother did, by the way, he did send me a picture or a video of that I can't share right now. But
is it the three of us?
No,
together?
It was
Putin on
I'm
Trump,
in the middle.
I'm assuming.
It's Putin riding horseback with Trump riding behind him, with Elon Musk riding behind him, and Kanye West riding behind him. So this is either the most uncomfortable horse in the world. The part that makes me the most uncomfortable is that Trump's hand is reaching around and pinching Putin's nipples. It's I'll forward it to you guys. It's a little it's off-putting is what it is. So I'll send it to you guys, and
Barrett,
maybe I'll share it.
Get through just one day without you having to use the phrase pinching his nipples? I mean, what is this thing that you have? Every show we do, you bring that phrase up somehow.
I have a quota of the number of times I get to mention nipple pinching, and
there you go again.
We're up to 3 now. Nipple pinching 4. I'll send that to you guys. Listen, Juan, really appreciate you coming on the show tonight. I know it was short notice.
I appreciate you having me. I just want to say one thing. I want to say something really serious and funny. Just one last thing. And I want to say this directly to the people who have unfollowed me, who have said this statement. They have said, I miss when you weren't so political. Well, here's my response. I miss when you all had common sense and were good people.
That's fair. No one ever accuses me of being more political.
Just pinching nipples.
Yeah, the nipple pinching probably puts some people off, but it's not gonna get better, people. Look, we've crossed a line.
The line's going to get crossed next week when he's going to have another man run his fingers through that lush beard of his. That'll be wild.
Yeah, I look forward to
finally stroking
getting
your hairy face. I can't wait to see the video of that.
It's going to be epic.
It's hairy face and not something else.
It is going to be epic. The next episode of the Kind of Daily Show, absolutely. As long as Zach upholds his end, it will be a blue beard. And then the episode that follows, Julie's podcast episode, will definitely be at least 30 minutes of Zach coloring my beard while we talk about politics. So it should be a lot of fun. Listen, again, Juan, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Of course, Juan Velasquez of the Travel Peoples LLC as well. You can check his podcast out. You all come out once a month, right?
That's correct. We have a new one coming out on February 18th.
That's awesome. So Travel Peoples Podcast.
So nice. A monthly show. How relaxing is that? How casual. I bet you don't even edit it. I bet you just hit record and write to publish.
Juan, what the underlying tone to that is that I drag him through this twice a week, so at least 8 times a month.
Well, then on top of my own show that I spend 20 hours a week editing, it's just I wish I could just record and once a month and be done with it. Like when we did our little winter break, it was so nice. I mean, I missed the show. It's my favorite thing I love to do. But a break was just so wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Having recorded 2 episodes today, I feel you. I 100% feel you. All right. Well, again, Juan, thank you for checking in with us tonight.
It's good to meet you.
Again,
Thank you. Thank you, both of you. Thank you.
Juan Velasquez can be found at the Travel People's Podcast LLC. Well, Travel People's LLC, Travel People's Podcast, available wherever.
This may be the last time we
podcasts.
see him. So this was a treat.
Good.
I was going to say, ICE continues to.
El Salvador, here I come.
That is going to wrap it up for this episode. Big thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget you can follow Bill at Political Bill SC and myself at Barrett Gruber. Thanks for liking and hit that bell. And if you can, give us a review and leave a comment. Until next time, you all stay safe, be kind, and keep your hands to yourself.
And off of his nipples.
I'm leaving it in. The preceding podcast is solely owned by the host or hosts and is distributed by Big Media LLC. Copyright 2026.